Now that we understand patching and linking, let's add some closer shots of the performance and some interview footage to this segment. The benefit of having multiple audio tracks should be obvious. It allows you to hear two or more things simultaneously. Multiple video tracks allow you to do sophisticated layering and compositing, that is, seeing multiple things at once. But there are advantages to having multiple video tracks, even when no effects are involved. There are several ways to create new tracks. When dragging a clip from the browser or viewer, simply aim for the blank background area above the topmost video track, or the bottommost audio track, and release the mouse to place the clip in a new track. Hit Command-Z to undo. Or you can Control-click the timeline background and select Add Track. Or Control-click the track header area, which also gives you the option to delete the track, along with anything that might be on it. You can add multiple tracks at once by going to the Sequence menu and selecting Insert Tracks. Specify the number of tracks you want to add in the audio or video section and where to position them, above or below the existing tracks. Then hit OK. If you decide you don't need them, go to Sequence, Delete Tracks. Select Audio or Video, and delete all empty tracks. Let's start with just one additional video track and two additional audio tracks. In the timeline, scrub through the bass track. We'll use her turn to cover our edit, so park the playhead at 2 seconds 18 frames. Open the clip Annie Dancing CU2 and look for the point she's turned away from the camera. (4:29:08). Hit I to mark an in, shift right arrow twice to advance 2 seconds, and hit O to mark an out. Before we drop it in, let's check our patching. It's a mono clip, so there's only one audio source button for A1. It's just the guide track. Disengage the button so it doesn't overwrite the studio track. Patch the video source to video track 2. Then hit F10 for an overwrite edit. Hit the backslash key to play around the current playhead position. It's a perfectly adequate cut, but there are two problems. She has a long scarf in the wide shot and no scarf in the close-up. But continuity headaches are part of the job. You have to take what you're given and make it work. Let's minimize the impact of problem 1 by fixing problem 2. Use the up arrow key to go to the endpoint of the close-up. Now use the left and right arrow keys to compare the frames on either side of the edit. She's already facing us in the wide shot, and in the close-up, we see the back of her head. It's only a slight hiccup, but if we want this edit as invisible as possible, it's worth the quick fix. Use the left arrow key to move to a frame where we can't see her eyes. 2 seconds 10 frames will do. Then, drag the close-up to the playhead position. Now hit the backslash key. The result is a much smoother edit. If this seems like nitpicking, it is. Fine distinctions in timing and taste are, for better or worse, what editing's all about. Individually, they're trivial, but collectively, they add up to something much greater. A feeling, a style that reflects the sensibility of the editor. Let's add another shot using the same patching. I like coming out of the close-up and back into the wide of her twirling, so we'll keep some of that. Now we tried to make that last edit invisible, so let's do more of a jump cut this time. Advance to a frame where her back's to camera. At 5:09 in the timeline. Now open the clip Annie Dancing Medium 2 and pick a frame where she's facing the camera. I like this pose with the open hands at 5:10:10. Hit I to mark an in, then scrub till she's away from camera again. here with her arm outstretched. And stop just when she snaps it back at 5:16:01. That'll make a good edit point later. Hit O to mark an out, and hit F10 for an overwrite edit. Before we play back, let's use some audio from the interview footage. Open the clip, Annie interview, My Name Is. We'll save the introductions for later. Move to the end of the clip where she says,
I love to dance.
I want to hear this under the clip we just put in. Click over to the Stereo Audio tab and hit Command+ to zoom in. Now use the waveform to position your in and out points precisely at the beginning and end of the praise. We want to use the audio only, so in the patch panel, click to disengage the B1 source. Then, drag the A2 source to the A4 destination, and drag A1 to A3. Clicking to re-engage the control buttons. Position the playhead between the two upper clips, and listen closely as we play back. We're going to hear the background male vocal again, and we'll stop playback just after the downbeat, like so. Your playhead should be at about 7 seconds 12 frames. Now hit F10 to drop in our audio. Hit Function left arrow to go to the top of the sequence, and play back our work so far before moving on to the next lesson.
I love to dance.